Let me say as clearly and unequivocally as I can that Mr. Garner's death was a tragedy. In order for a federal criminal civil rights charge to be brought, the government must prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, 4 elements. First, that the officer acted under color of law. Second, that the officer used objectively unreasonable force under the circumstances. Third, that the officer violated the law willfully. And fourth, that the wrongful conduct caused bodily injury to the victim. The reasonableness of a particular use of force must be judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene, rather than with 20/20 vision of hindsight. And the law recognizes that police are often forced to make split-second judgments in circumstances that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. However, even if the government can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the force used was objectively unreasonable, the government must also prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the officer acted willfully. This is the highest standard of intent imposed by law, and it is different and higher than the intent standard under the relevant state statutes. An officer's mistake, fear, misperception, or even poor judgment does not constitute willful conduct under federal criminal civil rights law. What all of this means is that even if we could prove that Officer Pantaleo's hold of Mr. Garner constituted unreasonable force, we would still have to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Officer Pantaleo acted willfully in violation of law. When we evaluated Officer Pantaleo's actions in light of his training and experience, Mr. Garner's size, weight, and actions to resist arrest, and the duration and escalating nature of the interaction, we determined that there was insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Pantaleo acted in willful violation of federal law. As a result, we conclude that there is insufficient evidence to bring a federal criminal charge against Officer Pantaleo for his role in the untimely death of Mr. Garner.